date with someone that I had been on a few dates with, and I hadn't seen them in a while, and they asked me to have brunch. And so I said, okay. And I met them at this beautiful location in Malibu, and we're sitting at brunch, and he's like, so what you been up to? And we're catching up or whatever. And he goes into this whole thing about missing me, right? I've been missing you, whatever. And I'm like, well, I've been here. Like, which a lot of people say is a very kind of like passive aggressive way, or like a shirking responsibility, not really the most transparent approach, right? But I've been missing you. And I said, well, I've been here. I said, but I think, and I said this to him because this is how I talk. I said, I think that you have to make a decision because you say you want. I said, but what I see you pursuing is something else. And what I can tell you is that it's not a judgment of you. I just think you need to reconcile what the truth is, because he had parents who'd been married for a long time, and that's what he was espousing, right? I want what my parents got, and da-da-da-da. I'm like, but what you're chasing and what you're positioning yourself for is something else. So I don't think that you'll ever be happy or satisfied until you reconcile within yourself what the truth of what it is you want is.
I think especially with a lot of guys, you have most that know what they want, and you can tell by a guy's lifestyle on what he's on track to want to have. Like if a guy's out there being a bachelor, he's probably gonna want to be a bachelor for the most part. But dating with intent is what really matters. So there are certain patterns I think that you can see from men and women on what they really want, opposed to what they say they might want, and what they really show are gonna be two different things for sure.
I said, because what I can tell you is that as much as I appreciate the success that you've amassed, because he was successful, and I said, and I appreciate what you've done, and it's admirable. You are self-made, and you have done incredible things on your journey. I said, but there's no amount of dinners that you will ever buy for me that will get my panties off. So you really need to figure out what it is that you think you have to offer, and what it is that you think I value, because it's never going to happen without real investment. And that's
and see, that's the downside of when you're an aging asset or aging investment. I hate to say it with Atkins, beautiful woman, amazing career, but you're an older woman. The guy who you're talking about, you said he was successful, and for you to deem him successful, that means he has probably more than you, or he's up there. He's probably gonna want someone a little bit younger, or he's gonna want to play the field. He's probably not even ready to settle down. So you kind of being aware of that, you're going to understand that he has too much playboy energy instead of marriage material energy.
That's not what you do. And I get that that's satisfactory for some others, but it's not enough for me. And that was the last time we had brunch.
Wow. And you said that's not what he does. So so typically you find that this is the kind of brother that doesn't really invest much, takes you on a nice date, probably hits you with some smooth words, and tries to advance to sex, essentially is what it is. I mean, the quintessential player here.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But
sells the dream of marriage.
Right. But you have to like, it's really, and I'm not about judging someone, but I think it is about a level of honesty. Like you really do have to tell more with yourself. Like, what is it that you really want? I said, because I get you have options. You're handsome, you're successful, you will have options forever. So it really is in your hands, your fate. I don't know what to tell you, bro. That's why I was like, I've been here. So you can tell me I'm great all you want, but you're not pursuing me, and I know why. Because I require too much. And that's all right. I'm okay with that.
What do you mean by that, though? What do you mean what do you require?
I require discipline and intention. And I require a level of like investment in terms of time. And it's like you can say, oh, I took her to this restaurant, I took her to that restaurant, and I'd be like, well, what's my favorite color?
I hate that question.
No, I get what you're saying. It's not really. Well, actually,
and
it is.
I'm interrupting just for a moment too, because going back to your earlier point, I can do it myself. I can
Boss
pay
babe.
for whatever restaurant I want to go to myself.
Yeah.
I have a nice car. I have a nice house. I have friends. I have a successful career.
Wow.
So I am emancipated to a certain extent because those things don't entice me.
But now you're a victim of your own success because you probably won't be able to get the things that those other girls can, or the things that really excite you. You can't get it because you know that you're beyond all that. By you saying that, you are admitting to being a victim of your success.
So it kind of is a what do you bring to the table that's not material. That is something that's compelling.
You done been through too much.
You finding that brothers are having a hard time bringing those immaterial characteristics that you are looking for to the
absent
table?
of the things that we focus on. I mean, we live in the United States of America. It's a capitalistic place. So, we are sold this dream of what it is to have success. And, for someone like me, I met Matthew Perry right
Rest
before,
in peace.
right after he had done the pilot for Friends, before it had aired. And we had a conversation because I had just done a pilot for something, and we were talking, and he was all excited because Jimmy Burrows had directed Friends. And if you know anything about comedy, then you know that James Burrows is like the creme de la creme of directors. He had directed Cheers and all of these amazing shows, he had put the stamp on. And so Matt was very excited about Jimmy Burrows having directed the pilot for Friends, right? And he had no idea the success that was coming. And then it happened. And when you see someone achieve that kind of success, literally the #1 show in the world, dating some of the biggest movie stars on the planet, becoming 100 millionaire, and then they become an addict, you recognize that those material things are not success. They're not. They make things easier, but they can also make your demise easier.
Yeah, but you stated that, you can buy all the things that you want. You have a nice car, you have a nice house, but you're still going to be disqualifying guys based on the fact that if they can even bring some of those things to you.
And so I am very fortunate to have had a close periphery view of a friend of mine whose life fell apart post getting everything they ever wanted. So I know I'm grateful for the wisdom. I'm grateful for the perspective of knowing that ain't it, son. There's more to it than that. So when you know that, I that's what I mean by I demand more. I demand you to have a better sense of self than your black card and your Ferrari. You got to have a better sense of self. Because what if, God forbid, what if Kevin Hart didn't walk away from that accident and was stuck in a wheelchair?
Are you punching with the guys that don't have the Ferrari, though? Are you really acknowledging all the guys who don't have the success? That's what you have to ask yourself. Are you talking to the guys who are somewhat normal, who's not a heavyweight in the media entertainment industry? Like Miss Essence, you have to ask yourself that.
Thank God that's not what happened.
Right.
But what if? What happens then? So you got to have more. You got to have more internally. You got to value yourself from a different place than just your prowess and, again, your credit cards and your status and your awards and all that stuff. Like, it's doing the work. Are you doing the work to cultivate peace regardless of circumstance? Because when you walk down the street and you are aware, I saw somebody the other day. I was driving on Ventura Boulevard in California, and I saw a person literally face down at the curb of the sidewalk, knocked out. I don't know if they were passed out. I don't know if they were drugged out. And I see that and I go, there, but by the grace of God go I. When you look at people, when you walk around the earth and you really look at people in their most downtrodden, in their most broken place, and you know that could be you under different circumstances, it shifts you. And it shifts you towards gratitude, and it shifts you towards being present, and it shifts you towards avoiding.
And that's why all those guys who become very successful, that's why they don't just settle for just one situation. and possibly not you, Essence Atkins, which is an older female actress. That's why they don't just settle for just you, because they have worked their asses off to get to that place, to be able to acquire that, And you say you'll look at someone on the street who's possibly homeless, less fortunate, and you'll say, "Man, I'm so thankful and grateful." They feel the same way when they don't settle on a woman who's probably going to be nagging and annoying and complaining and still saying that they're not good enough, even though they have placed themselves to be good enough. That's the difference, Miss Essence. And I think she literally just explained to the public how she is a victim of her own success. When you rise through the ranks like that, just like a man would, you're going to you're going to be ostracized, opposed to the man being lifted up in those spaces. He's successful. He's gonna have a lot of girls wanting him. You rise through the ranks, guys are gonna still be wanting you, but you're not gonna want them. You're gonna shut off all your new options, or really not even new options. They're already there. But the new options that you're looking at, they're not looking at you, because the guys who fought to rise through the ranks, they're looking at all the options below them that didn't want them prior. So it becomes a reverse battle, and it's a vicious cycle. I hate it that sometimes when women get super successful, they struggle through their, older years of dating, but that's why they really have to I think it boils down to just understanding men and women completely, and not listening to the new age, feminist talk bullcrap about women can do exactly what men can do. Sure, you can, but will you get the same enjoyment when it's all said and done? And I think that's what she's probably facing right now. This podcast that she had was a while ago from Hardly Initiated, but they just released this clip. And when I heard that, I'm like, damn, she kind of explained that she's the reason why she's single, if she's single. Or the reason why that guy didn't work out with the dinner dates, because he gonna treat you just like he gonna treat the girl at McDonald's. He gonna sell her the dream just like he gonna sell you the dream, which is crazy for her, because she feeling like, I'm Essence Atkins. I'm getting treated just like Shaniqua down the street at Mickey D's. Yes, and he might even like Shaniqua better than you, probably, just because she might be able to listen more. She might not be a headache. So this segment was pretty telling. I want to see what y'all think about it. Make sure y'all like the video, comment below. I love Essence Atkins, her being an actress, and yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think about it. It's JB Reacts, and until next time, peace.